Okay, looks like we are live. Hey Gwen, how's it going? All right. I didn't realize it had that bright shiny thing across the top, but I think it'll be okay otherwise. And I do apologize in advance that I'm probably gonna not be able to keep up on chats as well as I'd like because the computer screen is going to be away from where I'm sitting. See if I can at least get bring it up on my phone. All right, so me, channel. Okay. All right. Well, at least I can see my chats, so I can respond to them. All right. And I'm not sure the microphone's going to pick me up that well, but I will give it a shot. I'm moving very, very slow today because I fell down about it. And my legs are extremely wobbly, but I didn't want to cancel this. Let's keep this from stop. Incidentally, I've been looking at this for a couple of days, and then I realized it was in my pants pocket. Sit it down the side, make it a bit easier to reach than trying to pull it out of the pocket. If you can't hear me, let me know. Case. Assuming I did say that it's picking up the audio okay, so hopefully. Okay. Let's go to the board here. All right. All right, so it looks like we got wood and scorch wood. Instructions. Okay, here for a moment. Okay. All right, so, okay, I see the flashing you're talking about. Let me try something. All right, let's see. Things are going to go a little wonky here for a minute. Please bear with me. Okay. Audio. All right, I've raised the mic volume to the max, so hopefully you can hear me better. And all right, I got a little more screen available here. All right, I think we're good to go here. Oh, good. Glad to hear the audio is better. It may not hold up as I turn to face away from the mic. Right, I will try and keep an eye out for flashing. Okay. So, let's see. We will read through. Warning. This product is for people who are 14 or are over 14 years old. I think I qualify there. They should assemble this under guidance of adults. I'll just have to assemble that on my own guidance. This product is not suitable for children under 3 years old. Okay, I'll make sure not to give it to them. And I see it's still flashing. I'm not sure what to do with that. If it gets to be too irritating, let me know, and I will try and plug into a different USB. Actually, let me go ahead and do that now. Assuming I don't fall over doing this. So it's going to go wonky again. You should still be okay. Yeah, you can still hear me. All right. Let's give this another try. Okay, that looks really bad. Okay, I'm going to try something else real quick. All right, let's see if we can try this again. All right, I'm going to try something slightly different. Okay, so that was a bad port. All right, I think I'm good. Okay, looks like it's picking up audio okay too. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm sorry about the delay there. Warning, vertical hold is going crazy. That looks good. All right, camera looks good, got a good view. Looks like it's relatively in focus. All right, we will try this again. Let's see if I can move the microphone a little. A little closer. There we go. And whoops, to knock the microphone off. Okay. All right, that cable's out of the way. Good to go. Technical difficulties solved. Yep. I just need to get a better computer up here. All right. Four of the parts will be used with the transformer power supply port. Five, the transformer power supply is not a tutorial model. Six, power supply, blah, blah, blah. Do not connect wire to the outputs. Connect wire to the output socket. Product is not to be connected more than the recommended number of power supplies. Okay. Attention, take pieces off the board, according each step before assembling and place them properly in case of missing. Please carefully read the instruction book when assembling. Keep it properly for later verification. Polish brushes sandpaper to enhance the aesthetic feeling and gear lubrication. A repair glue prepared by yourself with the wooden pieces should be broken. Maintenance kit product with and source of ignition. Dry place in case of damage. All right, so okay. The same is saying A to A, and this is saying don't do it A to B. All right. Okay. All right, so we got parts list here. Bag number one, which is, I believe, this is steel shafts, slotted screw, half screw. Right. All right. And bag number two is screwdriver and looks like nipper. And nipper pliers, wax. Bag number three, gasket, and roll painting part. Back number 4 is there's marbles. Looks like okay, the wax is on its own. And that's bag 4. And then we've got it in 4. Okay. We're ready to start. Yeah. A1, D2, 4 value, 2, 1, A6, 4, K9, 4, 3, 7, 4, K11, 4. And set. And it shows it, but G1. I don't know if that's the name for the assembled piece or not. All right, so let's see. Everybody says that looks good. Marwa says YouTube inception with the phone on the table. Yeah, unfortunately. It's easier to try and determine look at the monitor, and I'm too far away, and I don't want to move much more than I have to. I mentioned it earlier, but I fell down coming out here today, so I'm not feeling all that great. I don't think I got any like serious injuries, but I am feeling a little banged around. Gwen says hello, Marmar. Marmar says hi, Gwen. And Gwen, so is this like an erector set? It's a 3D puzzle that is also a kinetic sculpture. So it looks like, let's go ahead and, if we can't carefully remove this plastic on here that's holding on sets together. And my intent on this is to keep going until I get tired or it's together. So that looks like that's important on its own. Some more memory paper. All right, so this is S25A. Just all this stuff there. All right, so I'm looking for, I'm assuming G1 set. Let's see. Whatever spacing paper. All right, so this looks like A1. Yep. A1. Over there. All right, then we're looking for G1. This is B. And then D. E. Okay, so the sheets are lettered. And the parts are the number of letters on there. So this is, looks like G. Okay, so hard to read, but yeah, this is G1. This is test here. So let's carefully pop out G1. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is to ease some of this pop out here. So I'm going to carefully run into this. Okay, yep, that is working. This is probably not recommended for younger children, but it seems to be working for me. All right, so I'm just going to set the scraps over here on the pile of wood. So this is G1. I'm assuming that's the upside. All right, so orientation looks good here. And then A1, top, we go ahead and set the rest of the stack out of the way here. So this one's L. Letters are actually cut all the way through the wood. And that's C. All right, so I'm going to need D and K for this, as well as A. So I got A, I got G, D and K are the other sheets I'm looking for. All right, so there's D. Just upside down from my viewpoint. Reading stuff. E, F, I just looked at G, H, that's J. Our spacer sheet. All right, now we have K. So we'll set these here. We have what? Yeah. These here. All right. So I need 4 D2s. So these are D3, D4, D12, D2. All right, so very carefully pop these out so that I don't break them as I pop them out. Don't pop out that D1 that wants to pop out. So that's all the D's I'm going to need here. This out of the way. Let me catch up the chat real quick. All right. So Glenn said, so it's like a record set. And Glenn says, I think having a cutting board handy for this, or I have a cutting board. That's kind of what I'm using the table here for. Let's see. So I got a bit of delay on the phone. So we need, okay, 6, 9, 10, and 11 for each. So, okay. Here's the K6s. Yeah, the table is just a plastic card table, so if something gets damaged on it, I'm not worried. Just trying to pop these free without damaging them. Just because these are thicker than some of the other ones. But I want to get started on this, and since Mrs. Torn is a day sleeper, there we go, got that one out. It's almost like it's angled. I'm guessing they glued multiple layers together. That might be why it's hard to get out. It's slightly off a little bit vertically. At least I know that the connecting points are on the cardinal points, so maybe it's make it a little easier. And, anyway, I wanted to at least do, there we go. I want to do something, and I didn't want to mess with Mrs. Torrance sleep today. Because when she gets up today, she's not going to sleep till tomorrow night. As much sleep as she can get today, the happier she will be. So these, we got D2s, K6, K9, that's, all right, so we need 9, 10, and 11. So K9's here. Let's see, sleep a little bit too. There we go. So we should pop out easier now. Yep, there we go. Nines. Razor blades definitely being helpful there. And then 4K10s and 4K11s. So, K10s. Okay, so we got 2 of each, not 4 of 1 here. Like I said, I was doing pretty good yesterday during the day, but I am so weak today, I'm not sure. I'm doing okay overall or not. I'll talk to Mrs. Store when she gets up, and if we both agree I'm not doing all that great, I'll probably go to the ER tonight. I hope not. So that's 2K10s and 11s. Let's find out if these and 11. No. Okay, so this setup will work. There are 2 of each. Those are at least audibly popping. Check the chat real quick. And Wes, is that a printer I can hear in the background? No, it's the fan on the computer that I'm streaming from because it overheats easily. Marmar says I have a couple of 3D puzzles. They are sets following Incredibles. I'm not sure if it's a brand name or not. I have the Serenity from Firefly, the Batmobile, R2D2, and I can't remember the rest. Marmar says I'm partway through the Serenity. It's small and complicated. And Glenn says that's cool, Marmar. My youngest likes to build 3D puzzles. 4K10s and K11s. I think that's all for this set. Special parts out there. Okay, so it looks like what we do is we have K10 and K11 on each going like this. Make like a little T-plug. So I should make 4 of these. So we have those four together. And then your D2s flip over them. Okay, so they get slid up like that. So they don't fall apart on position. I did advertise this on the One Maker group, but I didn't advertise it posting to YouTube, X, Rumble. And I will not be seeing Rumble comments this stream, unfortunately. All right, so we need to pop data. Let's do that real quick. The blade assist. That line's pretty thin. Instead, what I'm doing first is I'm detaching the outer ring. The whole thing is going to detach. Right. So the A outer ring is detached, and we detach this from the rest of it. Come off relatively easily. No. So everything else in A. Okay, so is there anything specific orientation or it's mirror symmetrical? Okay, so it can be done in any orientation. Align the groove with the indentation. Okay, so there's a groove on the bottom here. There should be a groove on here too. I'm not seeing. It is unique, so I should be able to, even though it doesn't have a groove that I can see, I should be able to line this up here. And then I put these plugs in here. One, two, and then underneath K6 and K9, press in the bottom. So I'm just gonna put this over, and K6 goes first. Then K9. At least with them having you put K6 and K9 together and then being different sizes, you don't accidentally miss one for the other when you're cutting them out otherwise. At least I think that's part of the theory behind that. If it is the theory, that's, well, good thinking ahead. If not, it's just lucky. Let's see if I can make sure the place is pressed. All right, and here I have my base. All right. And all right, so the next one is B1, 2 E ace, and Z3. Let's see. But it says, speaking of my kiddos, their birthdays are coming up in 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Mother's Day is this year. Or Mother's Day this year. Milestone birthdays 35 and 21. Congrats. Mom was 35 and 21. That's a bit of a gap. Me and my oldest sibling are 11 years apart. And Glenn says, yep. 14 years, 3 hours. And I can't read that as well. 19 minutes difference. Okay. I have a friend who had one daughter that was considered a miracle baby and not expected to have any more. She had the other one like 17 years later. Entirely unexpected. Didn't think she could have kids. So let's see. We want so leave this in. No, that's D. Oops, this one fell out. Here. Actually, I'll just keep it out. And let's see. Let's see that B. B1. B1 this is here. And B8. So this is B. This is D. A. B. B8 and 2 of them. Okay. Very complex. So I should get the knickers off, as I mentioned here. And Z is a plastic board. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't actually damage it. Let's see if I can't give this a little bit of an assist. There we go. That's one E8, and there's the other E8. All right, so we got our two E8s. And Z3. So let's go to this tier line here. So these, I can get it in the nipper, huh? Let's try it this way. And let's head to letters apart, and then polish left over the sandpaper stick. Okay. So Z3 goes here, and B1 goes here. And don't go on top of each other. So this and don't force it. Make sure that it on its own. Yeah. It's easy to do these separately. I mean, do them on one side and then get the other side over rather than trying to get both sides on the bottom and separate it to the top. It's definitely a snug fit. Let's see if I can. Snug in. Yeah. See that side skin. All right, There we go. Catch up the chat. Mara says, I love that you have it down to the hours and minutes. Gwen says, oh, yep, it's important. Would have been closer, but had to wait for someone else. Mara seems like it was worth the wait. Gwen says, definitely. And Mara smiled with face. Okay. All right. So A9, B9, B13, B34, B35, B36, B37, P1, and P4. Or P1 4 times, and 1, P3 2 times. All right, so A9. And it is a very clean sheet. A9. Yep. It's A9. So that 1, 3, 4 are two steps. And one, two, three. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, let's see. Please. Okay, so there is a transparent type C. Okay. So D9. Let's try that next. D9. Okay, D9 is tool 1. Okay, that makes sense now. Oops. No, not separate. Let's fix that up. Looks like it'll need a little bit of a separation assist. And I just knocked it on the floor. All right. Let's see if I can retrieve without hurting myself. Nope, that's not going to work. Don't tip over the chair. That's not. Hopefully, I didn't knock anything else over. Let's bring this up with the nippers. So, special tool. So, manage tool. So, these over here. This over here. Okay, those. P1s, and we need more. I'm going to do very carefully. Put one on here, shake out four. And got five. Put one back. Very carefully set here so it doesn't get knocked over. All right, so P3, two of them. Okay, so one or P3, 20 millimeters long, caps. That's too long. That appears to be the right way. Two of them. Okay, that's safe for now. It's back. Long one back. There we go. Let's see if I can retrieve that. Not one of something else. My those are. You know, it looks like one is longer than the other. Okay, which one's the right one? This one is the right. The other one is long. I'm just going to grab a couple of these here. The longer one. That. Let's check these from length. This is the shortest of the stack. It is the right length, but now I have to the right. Okay. So. I think what I'm supposed to do is like that, and it's down. Sorry if this isn't on camera, I apologize. Just really focus at the moment. Let's select the press in, and you take this, and then here, here, and this on the other side. Fall off fingers. See for this one. I believe those are pressed in. Okay. So we've got that there. Then A9, it's here. Let's see. So I'm going to line it this way. I think that's probably all we can. I feel like it'll slide on me more. Now I need the rest of these, so. And we need 13, 34 through 37. So what is the 13? The 13 is there. So 34 to 37. 33, 34. 35. 36, 37. So 313 fits on here. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is on the 15. Okay. And this whole thing. Hmm. So this apparently goes down here. Slides forward. Let's slide forward far enough. Yeah, keep going. All right. So that's just like that. And this here, so D35. It looks like it's a gauge here. D34. It's here. D36. Start off first. This one. Yeah. This looks like it's a size gauge tool. We got 9mm, 6mm, 5, 1.5, tool 2. So we got tool 1 and tool 2. All right. Catch up with chat. Start with the more focused. All right. Let's see. We've been a lot bigger on this. Hey, Connor, it's good to see you on. Welcome, welcome. All right. So let's see. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. All right. Okay. Let me catch up with folders there. All right. Okay. And Mrs. K. Griff waving. And Mary says, hey, Vice Raid. Dave Nelson, Vice Raid Raid. Thank you very much for that. Glenn says, welcome Raiders. Vice Raid. Me Raid. Thank you very much. Vice Raid. Connor Raid. Vice's Raid. Dave Nelson. Hey, Glenn. Mary Jane, not really Sarah. Mary, were you here cheating on Connor? Glenn says, please hit the like button on your way in. Helps with the algorithms. Mary says, I just got here like you. MJ. Angela Quinn says, Vice Raid. Mary Jane says, man, sure. Angela Quinn, we come to invade a chat. Glenn says, Connor is going to be happy to see y'all. Yep, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you on. Alan says to Mary Jane, listen to it with earphones. And Mary says, sorry, I'm late and still sick to Gwen. And Alan says, Gwen, good to see you. David Nelson, he'll check his chat soon. And Gwen says, Mary comment, I'll have a cup of tea. Mrs. K. Griff, I don't know how anyone does it with these little tiny projects. It's so relaxing to watch, but I hate doing it myself. Alan says, I would need a magnifying glass the size of Earth to see that. I am wearing reader glasses. Glenn says, this is a brand new project, just starting the day. Alan says, Mrs. K. Griff, as I said, David Nelson, I hope 23 is feeling better today. I'm actually feeling really weak, and I fell down like about a half hour before the stream started, but I don't seem to be injured, so we're rolling. Glenn says, well, no, check a minute. And Connor says, how are you doing today, Torn? I just gave an update on that. And says, looks like a fancy build. Yep, I'm trying to build a kinetic sculpture. And Gwen says, a lot of parts, maybe. I don't know if you're ready for that kind of build, Connor. And Mary Jane says, hi, Torn. Hi, Mary Jane. Nice to see you on. Thanks, everybody, for dropping in. Let me go ahead and get ready for the next set. Okay, we need an 8. So, an 832. So where is, there is a 8. Looks like it's got a little bit of knot of wood in there. Should be able to pop it out relatively easily. And this is all like laser cut wood. If you get yourself a CNC laser cutter that's like in the 10 to 40 watt range as far as the input, not necessarily the output with the diode laser. This is the type of stuff you can cut with it. So there's A8 and A32. There's A32. pop that easy. And we got D1 and D6. Just a sheet D over here. Each sheet is numbered. There are varying thicknesses of wood here. So D1 and D6. Oh, I already popped out D1 earlier accidentally, so let's bring that over. And D6, which is this one here. Go. Most of these do pop out fairly easy. And two J9s and D1 times 4. So it's P6. Okay, that's total 2 is 4. All right, so let's set this here, and then we want J9. Right, J was one smaller guide boards. B. Yeah, that's no, that's L, not J. That's L. And that's M. A, B, F, and H. So this is the last one here. That's got to be J. Yep, that's J. And let me catch up with chat since I know I got a bunch of people in here. Actually, I am on top messages. Let me get that switch to line. Let me go ahead and catch up here just for a second. All right. Let's see. Alan says, good to see you, Tori. Mary Jane says, Mary, no, it is not. Mary Jane says, Connor gave up on the crochet. Mary says, lol. Mary Jane says, I used to play a DOS game, Torrance Adventures, I think. Yep, there's a Torrent computer game. I've never played it. Let me switch to all messages, so hopefully I'll see everything now. Did I miss anything? I think we're doing pretty good at the moment. And Glenn says, so the kinetic music keeps going until something stops it. There's a motor that can keep the balls spinning, or you can hand crank it. So J9, I need 2 of them. So J9. So we might need a little bit of an assist popping out. Very satisfying when I pop the connector that's holding it in. So we got 2 of the J9s. So 2 J9s. And D1, D6. So A8 is here. So not very strong thing. Okay, there. And 832 to put the other side on, otherwise it's not wonderful. These all run holes. So there is that. All right, so you need 1 P6 and 1 P1. So it's 35 millimeters. That's one of the longer ones. Let's see if this is size you need. Yep, that is the correct size. And one P1, which is one of these. It'll actually be 4 of them, so let's open the 4 out. And more. Yep. All right, so we're using tool 2 that we just put together, which is this. And we're doing the 6mm slot. So what we do is we put this on here, one of them. Select tool 1. And put it here. Press it down to set it 6mm. There you go for that. And then this goes on the underside. And we have another one. So this goes in the face slot. And then knock it off. Really good. I hope I didn't knock off the cable entirely, but I'm not seeing it here. Let's get set on here. And then slide A. Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out if I lost it off the table. I just lost it off the sheet. Okay. So we have D6 here. D6 slides in here, and then it goes in the side tab here. And this is here. Turn around. And V1 is in here. It's the same thing on opposites. So this goes all the way down here. Match up with the two rotating things here. It's supposed to. Yep, that's supposed to have a thing like that. I don't know if that's similar to this. And so remaining. And did I knock up? There's one of them. I'll just keep an eye out if I have another one somewhere. One more of these out. Probably have to like sweep up around here with the dustpan and sort through see if I missed anything. I run out of parts. Just going to start it on here. Just a little bit. Then we're going to works here without actually damaging anything. There we go. And it says the shaft sleeve should be flush with the ends. There we go. Got this over there. All right. I think that's everything on that one. I think I see where it went. It wound up in the middle of the table. So it's the best way to here and here, so it's going falling off the floor. Aha! Found it. I'll just leave that out for now because we should be doing another one soon. All right. Let me catch up with chat. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. All right. And when it says warning, Torrent uses tools that are not recommended by the manufacturer of this project. And Mary Jane says, Torrent's Passage. Yep, that's it. And this game, it was awesome. Gwen sounds like you enjoyed it. Mary Jane says, Alan, give me the link again. Mary Jane, Gwen, who enjoyed it? And Mary Jane, oh wait, Alan's not a mod either. And Alan says it's got to be 4:20 somewhere. Dave Nelson are 5 minutes to 4:20. Mary Jane, I can't find your page. Gwen says, Mary Jane, use smiley face. And Mary Jane says, oh, yes, as far as enjoying Torrent's Passage. And Alan says to Mary, wait until the chat is up on Connor Stream and get it there. And Gwen says, which link? And Mary Jane says, Alan, okay. And Alan says, Gwen, my channel. And Gwen, Alan is his sister from his playlist. And Gwen says, okay, I can get that. It's okay with Gwen. Yep, I'm cool with that, Gwen. Alan says, cool. And Gwen, and Mary Jane says, Gwen, thanks. We can wait for Torrent to look at chat. All right. All right. So for step 3, we need a bunch of Ds. Okay, 2 D23, D28, 4 D29s, and a D38. So we have the D sheet again. The 2 23s. So 23. 1 23. There it is. 3, 28. And this is here. 3. And D29, and 4 of them. So here they are. Careful, these are so small and breaking in 2 when I pop them out. Just 2 of them. The 4 D29s and D38. And oops, the rest look like they're all on K. So we get J here. A, B, C, D, there's K. Move these over back on the way again. It smells very, very woody, very sprucey. All right, so 1K18, 2K28. You can see it. All right, so K18. This one here. This one feels like it needs a little bit of an assist. Enough. Careful, this one has got some long pointed bits on here. So it's K18 and 2K28. Oops, well, that wants to go. One K28. There is the other K28. K29. K29 is here. K29. K35, 36, and 236. 35, 36, and 2K37s. Very firm. Oops, and I'm not. I just leave that there. Right, so K37s and K41. K40. That's a problem here. Yep. So we start off with K18 and K29. They go in crosswise. That. Then we have K28. See the longer side facing the right. I'll put it together like this. The side goes like that, and the longer side goes from the right. There we go. Okay, polish the burrs and wax the yellow part. Okay, so. And correct. Sorry about that, folks. Give me a second, I'll catch the chair again. The part's knocked out. Oops. And what was the wax? The wax is by itself. Check the chat and grab the wax after that. All right. Alice is cool. United Jane, thanks. We can wait for okay, here we go. Alice channel. Alice channel. And if you guys haven't checked it out, I have not yet, but I will do that after this stream. Check out Alan's channel if you like and subscribe it. Mary Jane says, which one is it okay or not? And Mary Jane says, Brent, thanks. And Brent says, he said it was okay. And Mary Jane says, cool. Brent, you're welcome. Then I have Scottish ancestors. Alan Thank you so much, Glenn. And Mary Jane says, I'm back. Alan, wow, that was insane. And Mary Jane says, beautiful sun. Alan says, Mark. And Mary Jane says, Alan. And see the hearts or this is all right. Very much for that. All right, so we need the if the wax out already. Let's see. Now, here's the wax. It definitely feels like wax. All right, so waxing the parts here. Polish the birds and wax the yellow, which is the outer edge of this. Just doing this for like a little bit of lubrication. Okay. And after you got that, then you have A37 each side. A37 on this side. And that's also paper. So, all right. And then after that, we have, oops, and we have a B23. B23, and polish and wax the yellow. Right, so let's just go this easier. Actually, the other one as well. Let's see. Pull this one off. No, I'll just go ahead and probably turn a little bit of silver and wax. Okay. So now that we've got the one here, then we have the 28. Says note the direction of the part. So matching here. It says wax the inside. So based off of that, you can line up on that small one there, and then you have a K35, which is correct. It's on here. There you go. Yeah. So, all right, that's there. And then on this side would be 38. We're going to wax the inside. And This goes here. And so it looks like the parts here. Can't really get it all the way in. Just doing the outer portions. So we have B21. We have the B29 as the base outward. Center of the shaft. And 6. This is close here. So not all of the little spokes here will line up with the fucking bolts. There we go. That's in. And so I'm in the right spot here. Go. All nice and snug. Okay. So we have these here. And looks correct. Pick the direction apart. Yep, they are indeed facing the right direction. All right, so we got that there. Let me catch up the chat here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Alan, my sister has a great voice. Gwen says, "That's more kissy faces than I have seen in this chat before." Mary Jane says, "Alan, real. I hope she's not. Famous. The music industry is so treacherous." Alan says, "Glenn and Mary. Not really. Sarah likes getting her kisses from me." And Mary Jane says she totally could be famous though. Mary Jane, Alan's laughing faces. Alan says she doesn't sing anymore. Well, get up with family occasion, but that's it. Mary Jane says, And it says torn. I was wondering if those wooden pieces were sturdy enough to hold it for a long time. It really kind of depends on what they're being put to. These are plywood and they're fairly durable. As long as something like doesn't crash on them, it should be pretty good for long-term stuff. And Alan says, Mary Jane, she's got agoraphobia, rarely leaves the house. Mary Jane says, Alan, I have agoraphobia too. Mary Jane says, I spent a few years inside before I was thrown into the movie bin. And Gwen says, Alan, that's sad. That's sad. And Alan says, Mary Jane, so you have, I remember you telling me before. Mary Jane says, Gwen, that sucks. And Alan, I forget what I say. And I tend to do that too, Mary Jane. Alan says, Gwen, it is. And Alan and Mary Jane, smiling. I'm not sure that you had agoraphobia. Mary Jane, well, it wasn't a question, I just forgot. Want to say a lot? Says, I think you have amnesia as well. Mary Jane, you. BS Simon, hey BS, nice to see you on. Ooh, nice. There's a similar type pretty good that I want to build. Says the parts look pretty sturdy. Mary Jane says, I love movies about amnesia. And Mary Jane says that exact knife looks sharp. This is regular, kind of like a box knife. The blade just pops out. You get them fairly easily. If they start getting dull, just toss them and grab them. But yes, I prefer them sharp. This is BSImon. Would that be a small version of the hurdy-gurdy or life size? BSN is a smaller playable. And Glenn says, warning, exact knives are sharp. If you use them, please use extreme caution. Yes, indeed. All right, so next one, we need A6 and A34. Right here. And this is our A sheet. So A6 here in the center. Go. And A34. Here. And then we have some on the B sheet. That is B, C, and this is the B sheet. All right, so we have B11, 31, and 432. So 11 and 30. The 11 is this right here. Not the shape, but looks like it's mostly pre-popped. It's the 11 and the 31. This object here. And 4B32. So it's these here. So they don't want to pop out. Let's give them a little bit of assistance. Let's see if we get things out now. Okay, probably better now. 32 speed. Okay, that's all of these. Just separate these here. Right, no. Like this. All right. And then we have 3 from the K sheet, 15, 16, and 22. I guess it's just about the thickest one here. All right, so 15, 16, and 22. All right, here's 15. Ow, that hurt a little bit. 16 and 22. Good. It's a little less painful. Let's go ahead and knock a little spooky bits on all of this. Sure that they're going to work without jamming up. And so 3 to 219. 1 back 3. Okay, you check the front of both sides. Okay. Chat before we get started on this one because it's going to take a little bit. Let's see. Now Jane says, "Oh, the blade comes out," and For instance, sometimes remember to close it up when he's done using it. Okay, I will take the next. Thank you very much, Glenn. And Mary Jane says, what time is it in Utah? At least as of right now, I believe it is 12:31 in the afternoon. And Mary Jane says, Google never knows. Alan says 12 noon, nearly. I thought it was Mountain Time Zone. So we Eastern Central Mountain. I'm Eastern, it's 2:41. It should be 12:41 in Utah. Okay, so I thought 12, yeah, I meant 12 midnight because I was fast. Alan says, Mary Jane, laughing, and Mary Jane roll. And Brent says, please hit the like button and double check your subscriptions and ring that bell for notifications. Thank you very much for the reminder. So we are going for another 35 millimeter long. So probably this one. Yes, that is the right size. And we need one more. And we need three more of those. So over here. And one. I only got four, so let's call that a success. All right, so start with the A34 and 4B23s. Let's see, outward, pick a portion on the bottom. And then after that, it's A15. It's lined up in the fit in the proper spots. For these, if I don't want one, let's see if I can't use it in a better position. There we go. So this goes all the way down here, I believe. There we go. And we have a 16. And we have a 22. And let's stack gears. So this gets stacked on top of two of these. One. And one thing up and the bottom. This one look for that. Yep. go. Put them together. And so this looks like that. And this is the center here. And let's see. Stand up for a second here. See if I can't find out what it is I'm missing. So, it's there. That was the one that latches in. Back, so I won't move it. That doesn't know it's on everything. Actually, before I do that, I should wax the gear surfaces. So I missed it. And fluff wood. Okay. I'm gonna turn on the AC. Give me a second here, folks. We've been at it for an hour and 50 minutes. So on and mode. Okay. Don't need it that cold. Just set it for 70. And the assignment says like and always subscribe for that. The assignment. And Lynn says, fun, thank you for being safe. And thank you all for being here today. If you have any questions about the current project or operating, I'm sure you enjoy answering all our questions. Yep, I do enjoy answering questions. And Mary Jane says, right, I have no idea what he is building. Glenn says, all I know is 3D Kinetic Marble Puzzle. I hope that means there are marbles somewhere to go around and on. Yes, indeed, it does. And Mary Jane says, Glenn, oh, I know it. They make sand, maybe there's marbles. There's a motor, maybe there's magnetism too. There's a motor, there is magnetism. And the marbles, magnetic, yes. These are the marbles. These here too. So it's waxed. Now you can find a piece that looks like that little red spot there. The pieces here. Proxy that has to stay on this. All else fails, read directions. 3, E19. It's exactly, okay, so it's in one here. Let's guess material. Remove, protect both sides, protect the film. And Jane says, okay, I already did that. And Mary Jane goes, and the son says, hey, Torrin, our first wall I just opened. I am still a Sheets man. I am very ambivalent on Sheets wall. I have a wall on next to where I live, but I've also been to Sheets, and I can get cinnamon. Cinnamon Mentos at Sheets, and I can't get them at Wawa, so they have their ups and downs. A friend of mine who has been in PA for a lot longer than I says that Wawa has gone way downhill since they stopped making Deli. But Wawa's new burgers really kind of stuff. Since it's plastic protective film, let's maybe. There we go. Film on side 1. Protective film on this side. At least I feel like it's standing in. It's a good sign. Why would the image go today? Not necessarily construct. Go back. I'm glad I read the instructions, otherwise I never would have done. Again, no stream tomorrow because I will be going to a meeting with Mrs. Storm. But Sunday I should have a decently long grading stream. I want to get at least a couple of weeks done. All right, so it's here. This goes here. And this goes on that. I did wax it already. Okay. And we put on there. So go all down. Yeah, that goes all the way down. So that's that. Let's get on. Use this to sorry if I'm not pulling the screen. Let's there. There we go. And this goes in here. Okay, why not? Once I get this piece together, I'll go from here. Yep, that moves. Okay. So this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I think I can this that. There we go. The one screen, right? So Let's see. Where it says marble slides, shoots and ladders, kind of like that. And Mary Jane says, if I had one of those things for bouncing marbles around, it had stick. The assignment says, when more like a roller coaster. When it says a marble stick. And Mary Jane says, when more pokey stick. It's like a bowl with marbles and then they bounce around. And when it says, oh, roller coasters. I don't do roller coasters. It's too high up kind of thing. And Mary Jane says, outside a Chinese chess or checkers game. So awesome. When it says Chinese checkers is fun. Alan says, catch y'all later. I really need to go and do some work. Peace out. You have a good day. Alan, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. That. Mary Jane said, roller coasters are nuts. That's with the old ones. Those with the old ones nearly left. You said it launched me in the air as a kid. When it says, Alan, have a great day. Thanks for visiting us. Mary Jane says, Alan, I'll have a good day. So, there and 31. Picture. One is here. Okay, I'm at A6. Where did A6 go? I see A6 on here, but I don't see where it is. Okay, the gasket here is strictly to provide assistance there. Okay, so this one goes down here and it slides back. So that's here now. Another location. It's A34. There's the A6. Okay, I screwed that up. So off safely. Actually, I should be able to get them off of this. Here. I have the tool to pick it up. Tool picks it up. And so that's right there. Now A6 goes on here. Please go back. Should have been done before I attached it to the other piece, but learn. Slide on easier once you put it on the first time. There we go. So there the A6 is on. Okay, so that's on there. And this is oriented here. And these here. So not folding it back where it needs to be. That's having an issue. There we go. That's back to the spot now. This goes down here. These go here. And box here and there. Put it in. There we go. slot it in there. There. And just realized this one wound up gasket on the wrong side of something. There we go. Let's see if I can gasket loose. Check the gearing before I have gasket on. Okay, so once it's like that, then I remove this gasket. That's to keep it from binding, give it enough flexibility. So there we go. That's binding up anywhere. So this movement. All right, did that. That should look here. But it says caution: sharp things are sharp. Please, if you use sharp things, be very careful. Okay, so we are ready for chain connection is loose. Oh, we said that's all. So connection is not there. All right. So move for step 4. Start off again. A22. There we go. There's A22. Try and be more careful then. All right, so A22 and go to D plate. There's. I'm working my way through these parts. So 7, 16, 18, and 21. So 7. That's this. Yeah. 7. And then 16, 18, and 21. Right, there's 16 there. 18 there. And D21 here. That's it for these. I'll switch over to K's. 3, 4, 12, 13, 32, 33. Hope that's A. A is the next sheet there. There we go. Here's the sheet. So K3 and 4. 2, here's 3, 4, 12, 13, 12, 13. You can see a little bit of smoke from the laser cutter. Okay, 13, 32, and 33. 32. And fire. This is making great progress today. And Mary Jane says, "You're so dirty." Yes, one is majority of the channel. It says, yeah, that's how I roll. It says, and when it says like a marble, and we need 3, 9, and 10. Okay, so. Starting with this. P8 is that. Let's see, it's 11. And 9 is the square one. So that's here. So start with this. This on. Start going this way. And then we take this orientation this way, and then we take next nut, which looks like it's a locking next nut. A little bit of nylon or something in there to assist the pump. And use this hard wrench. Screw the nut. Screw the square nut to make it tighter. Okay. That's good there. Then we go A32, A33. That. And then we go A16. Slide that all the way down. No. Then this oriented this way. It's on. That one. Down. Back forward. Let's see if I can do something else to make it a little easier. Give me a second here, folks. Yeah. Go. So it's here now. All right, then D18. Oops, that one's got a little flashing still on. Take a snug. K4. 3. This, I'm assuming, is the hand fight. And like it. 3, A22, and then A13. Start again. Whoops. Flathead, so hopefully that's not an issue. I can get it. It's just going to take a little bit of work to get it for. So wax this surface here. Wax the edges of D21. inside of these here. And it says blank side here, so take 21. Yeah. That one there. Take goes to the top here. Set that aside for now. So that's all smooth. Yeah. Mary Jane says, I played school with marbles. Big ones were teachers. But it's smiling. Mary Jane laughing. Glenn, I like playing aggravation game. And Mary says, what's aggravation game? That's it's a split game thing. Aggravation is remember, it's a board or a board type game that was around when I was a kid. So if you look for like aggravation board games, you should be able to find it. All right. So A21 times 2 is the A sheet. This is one of our clear sheets. So A21, 2. There's A21. DH sheets. So, sheet. Yeah, 15, 19, 20, and 25. 15, 19, 20, 25. Go for the D sheet. And go for H. H before. Possibly in case, I'll set that over there. Okay. L sheet. And J, E, C. H, that's one of the die ones. So H7. That's this big thing here. And then A2, 23, 24. A2, that's a nice big cog. Oops. A2 and 3. There. Flashing. It's okay. like a little bit off one spot here, but not too bad. That's 23, then 24. It says it's aggravating. When it says roll dice, you move marbles around the board. When Mary Jane says you're aggravating, when it says sometimes roll, Mary Jane roll. When it says you ever played Parcheesi, Mary, I don't know, it sounds familiar though. Gwen gave me trouble. 30 and 31. More of these. It's here. Spacer in there. Size pieces. Something. That's what it is. So K24 gets waxed. That's gets waxed on this one. No. Spots cracked off. I don't think it'll break anything, but it's a little concerning. So here we have page 24. E25. Go. Check. There we go. Spins. Then we have 30, 31 together. D15, D19. 15 first and then 19. 15. And that looks like the Cersei D19 gets waxed for the hub. Up fronts. This is in here. That. Also wax the inside of it. Then K2, which so I guess it's teeth waxed. Mary Jane responded to being in trouble, don't know that. And Mary Jane had better go to sleep before the baby shower. Well, thank you for stopping in, Mary Jane. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful time at the baby shower. And Glenn says, oh, well, the boards are very similar. Ever play Monopoly? Mary Jane says, oh, it's like Monopoly, cool. And Glenn said, have a great nap and a baby shower. All right, 2, 17.2. Let's go ahead. Start it on here. Two, then D20, which also gets its outer perimeter. Then 7, disorientation. Didn't say anything about waxing. Just like that. Then A1 also does the same thing about waxing. Go. And page 23, this does get waxed. And again says, thanks, Gwen. And by the way, to survive it. Okay. Thanks again, Tom, for the day. Appreciate that. That definitely will help my numbers. I hope this is something that people find interesting. Okay. So, one, page 23, and then page 21. So, great turns. All the gears. We're ready for the next. So there's no direction of the parts. Okay, we need A30 and A31. So 30, 31. Popped out when it's trying to get 30. And then we have C5. C is one of the smaller boards. Yeah. It's a small and thin one. It's got springs in there. All right, so I'm not using it yet. That's for the next move. Okay, whoops, we'll just erase it so not coming up. All right, then we got D5 for them and D22. D5 for them. I'm right, these need a little bit of assistance. There's more similar ones. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then D22. There. And then we have K 14, 40, and 42. 14. Let's shoot up a little bit of the tooth on the part. Trying to think I should use better assist, but kind of thick and the teeth are close together. 14, 40, and 42. Here. And A42. Okay, that's the trick for this. A little easier out. Yeah. So this, and on here we put a 30. Nope, I gotta assemble this. So A14, wax this one. to 14, 45 to 40. And the P5s go with the bigger portion facing again. So that way, that way. And then 40, just here. Pieces, that would be colors. That here. And 30 here. So that gets here. So 30. Here. Equals that share of recommends. Right, so 830 goes there. And then the little drift piece, this goes in the center here. It's an awful snug fit. Is this tool? I'm going to move over to a more stable table to do this real quick. Okay, it didn't come unplugged, it just something shifted. Here. So I'm having a little trouble. Oops. Sorry about that, just bumped the tripod. All right, so to get this in, oops, it's A22. Where did that fall? That fell off of here. Nope, that didn't fall. D22. Okay, so D22, that was on my foot. All right, so I am going to use a vise to put this together. I have one right over there. So it's supposed to get pressed in flush. All right. Give me a second here, folks. As they say, if you don't have the strength yourself, don't force it. Get a bigger hammer. And the vise work really well. So that your wedge is now in there. And should keep that from falling apart. So now we go on here. 831, 22. Yep. And the cover page, 22, yes. Further circumference. Let's see, torn. When it says torn, it's interesting to see how all the gears and whatnot go together and move and turn. Yes, indeed, that's half the fun of this. And when it says bigger hammer, yep, or in this case, vise. It allows you to apply more force over a larger area rather than localizing the force. So bigger hammer provides enough strength. It's just that it's done in a way where it's not too localized where it's going to break something. So bigger hammer actually makes sense. Yep, that looks like that's working pretty good. Now, so that's there. Now I'm ready to do the other ones. So 8 and 8.5. It's this big thing here. Identifies the model number 2. Then we have 4 C5s. Better than 5 C4s, I'm assuming, or something's going to go boom. C5 of these little pins here. C4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Put this out. Sand flash points. Flashing points. Go. So D24 and 27. Okay, D24 is a round one. D27 is this funky looking thing here. Won't you take me to the funky town? Okay, H6, 12, and 2 H14s. H is guide sheets. Okay, so 6, 12, and 4, and 2 14. So we have these are the numbers for it are actually lasered all the way through. So 6, 12, 14. So where is 6? H6 is this big one here. Let's see if I can get this out without breaking anything else. Actually, I'm going to use the blade assist. Just double check the curve. 6. See what the connection points are. Through them. That's what I want. Hopefully that's not gives enough leverage. Take this thing out. Now I think there we go. Just popped right out. All right, now I need a 12 and 2 14s. All right, so these are the 2 14s. I also need a little bit of assist. Yep, just fall out now. Start there. There we go. Separate out. Where is the 12? It's 12. Fire alarm again. That's twice in one string. There we go. Yeah. And L6 and L8, I believe L is also a guide sheet. Nope, that's J. That's F, H, E, B. Oh, L is a guide sheet. So L6 and L8. I see which ones they are, but I don't see where it says what they are. But since I know what they look like, I can break them out now. Okay, it's very lightly stacked on them. Excuse me. A little bit of persistence. Let's see. But it says caution, bigger hammer, bigger pain if you hit your thumbs. Yes, indeed. And Frank says question. Thank you. All right, so here. That mark, so this goes upside here. Then we have one upside here. One is up here. Yeah. Then we have C5 pins. Locking these in place. So let's restart them. See. Yeah. So those will line up there. That's all there. And this. Okay, so this lines up in this little slot here. Slides on. And this piece gets put in this little hole here. Okay, line up that slide in. Edge of the table here to line it up better. There we go. Now it's in. All right, okay, so that's there. And then this, we have that's like orientation there. H14s. There. Mm, this up here. And H12 goes in here to lock these two together. And then this H6 and what everything is. So this lines up here, lines up there. It's over this up here. So what you should do is you first line up here. Here. Yeah, one not getting place, that's not part of the back. There we go. Line that up here. Now these pins line up here and here. All right. So everything is lined up pin-wise, but it should. It's a little snug, but it does. Let's see. I'll push it there. There we go. All right, so a little bit of once everything's like locked in. All right, so we did there. All right, so the ND 24 goes on here to lock this one down. There. So that does great. All right, so next we go bunch of C's and then 12 B6s or B12 6 of them. Oh, we have a bunch of C's here. I'm going to get the small balls put in it to count the weight. So C2s, we get 12 of them. All right, so these are the C2s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I'm making 6 of these, whatever they are. All right, C3s, 12 of them. It's these here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. C4, 6 of them. 4 of them. 2, 5, 6, 6 of those. And 12 C6s. So it looks like these are C6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll read 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. And 6 C8s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we start off with taking C6, C8, Let's see, please. Sure. So, set that a little bit. Next, start to follow me. Looks like we. Okay, no, just read the icon. So, six. I'm definitely cool enough to turn off the AC. There we go. The smaller ones, two each. One. I'm getting there. I might go ahead and have like a second stream after dinner. I don't know if I need to go. Maybe not. This is one of the things I should go to the hospital and not to my call. Working with how these parts here. Sorry if the chat level is dropped way down. one more of the small ones. Yep. I know I'm supposed, according to the instructions, I should insert the ball before I put the top one on, but I figure it'll be easier if I've got 4 out of 5 sides already, or 4 out of 6 sides, not 4 out of 5, already made for the cut of the ball. Okay. So it said we use the small ones, not the large ones. Ones on the left are small, ones on the right are large. Set them all up right. There we go. And this is using all of them, so I just need to be careful not to lose any. 6 of them. 2, 4, 5, and 6. Oops. A little bit of impetus to go in. Yeah. And this side goes up here. Now, giant bee just flew past me. It couldn't see it, otherwise my fear of bees would probably cause me to freak out. But I have gotten better with it over the years. I don't think, let's see, did you hurt yourself real bad when you fell earlier? No, I don't think I did, but the fact that I fell is what's bothering. Because I should be getting better and I shouldn't be falling over the wrong things. And I need to get this resolved, at least figure out what it is so it can be treated. If it can be treated, if I need to go on disability, if I'm gonna face the fact that I won't be able to continue moving going forward. I don't. When would these go? Two sixes. No, that's two sixes. Let's see. Right. Break out some of the E2. C2s. Okay, let's see. They go on the outside. Got it. Okay. This is not messing together. That's the problem. That was not lined up. So these ones. Like that. So it's a finished one. Flashing on it. No, it doesn't. Here. Maybe make sure the side ones are lined up enough. Here's one. Another one. Oops. Use that. Go. It's almost 4 o'clock. This is orange. Yeah. Or fairly soon. I'll probably wrap this up if the next moves are not. The moves are fairly complex. But I got about 3 hours of putting this together. I think I'm making pretty good moves. Admittedly, I'm only on move 5, but I am getting there. Okay, that's a yellow jack or a wasp. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and head in. Thank you, everybody. I can only put up with my fear of bees so much. Off the light here. And we are going to wrap up real quick as soon as I can reach over and end the stream. All right. Thanks, everybody. As always, stay safe and happy braiding.